first day, yesterday, shared about the three refugees. The first one was Buddha, the second was Dharma, and the third was Sangha. And we know that the Dharma is sometimes known as the Dharma rain. It's just like the rain penetrating the earth. And the earth receives everything. Today, we ask you to come here with an open heart, letting go of anything that you may have learned in the past, for example. Sometimes we come here with a lot of our own knowledge, our own experience. And sometimes those things become a blockage for new things. And today we're fortunate to have Thầy. First name is second name is David Jerome and Masala Meditation Center to give us sharing about the practice and experience. And we are grateful to have Thầy to be here in our presence. To begin, we will listen to the three sounds of the bell, and I would like to ask everyone to please return to your breathing. Thank you.
Good evening, my dear brothers and sisters. Today is Wednesday, July 20th, year 2022. We are having our 5 days youth retreat at the Westlock Meditation Center. And today is our third day. Is that correct? Our third day. So I would like to welcome you all, and hopefully you enjoy your past 3 days, and we have another 2 days to go on. So that means please keep your energy. Do not spend them all. Keep some of them so you continue to the last minute. That means you go to bed early and eat on time, and especially when you have enough sleep and you have enough energy for the rest of the day. And sometimes we're a little bit mean to you, but it's all come from a very kind heart. We want to bring you on the right track. Doesn't mean we really mean it. Huh? We just raise the voice. Just instead of you hear to the sound of the bell, now you hear our voice. And that sometimes makes you scary, but that is a very compassionate sound to bring you back to the right track. Because as humans, sometimes we overcome, we overload. If you're too extremely exciting, you may lose yourself. Anything you extremely, you may lose yourself. And that's why when you come to the retreat, we want to bring you back, nothing extremely, but live in the environment of peace, of slow down. That's why we learn slow walk. We learn to eat in quiet, because only when we quiet, we can hear something special. We have the clock. Sometimes we have the middle needle. The second one, the minute and the second. And if you're too noisy, you cannot hear that sound unless you completely quiet and you can hear the needle of the second. Otherwise, you cannot hear. This morning, I lead the community for the walking meditation. And I choose the spot to sit down, so I invite everyone to stay calm and enjoy the nature. How many of you have enjoyed that? Even 5 or 10 minutes. How many of you? We really need the time like that, at least a few minutes a day, in order to relax, in order to listen to something nature. Nature just like the clear water. You may drink coffee, tea, Coke, anything, right? But those are all expensive. Water is the most cheap, but that is the most water that you need for the body, right? Water is something clear, not too expensive, but that is something you need more for the body than tea, than coffee, than Coke, any kind of beverage. And all of the other drinks, they made by water. They need water to mix in. And they cost you more. But when you come back to the real drink that you need for the body is the clear water. And the clear water is the nature. It's something organic. So that's why I invite you. Any sound that the humans made, it's still combined with noise, happy or sadness. But the sound of nature never give you any kind of that. When you listen to a music, some music make you happy. Some music make you so sad because it's a sad song. But when you listen to nature, you feel something calm, make you calm. But in that moment, your mind never compare sad or happy, but only the moment of calmness. And once you calm, you can see things more clear. Just like the clear water, you can see everything through. But if you mix something in coffee, in Coke, in root beer, in tea, you cannot see anything. You only can see things in the bottle of water when you have the clear water. We only can see our mistakes, ourselves, when we calm. So the most energy of a human, of a person, is your calmness. People can pay for 10 days retreat, vipassana, just to keep quiet. When they join that retreat, completely 10 days no talking, and only 1 meal a day. You only talk on the last day or few minutes when it's your turn to come to see your teacher and to present your practice, your question to him. If not, you're not allowed to talk at all. And they will collect all your cell phones. So if remember, we have Wi-Fi here, and the password is, please do not ask for Wi-Fi, for password. And that is the password here. Why? Because sometimes we need to put everything away in order to direct only one thing. When we have only one, it's always easier to choose than you have many. When you have only one pair of shoes, for example, today you come to the retreat, you bring only one shoe. So when you go out to the door, to the mudroom, you're only looking for that shoe. But when you're at home, maybe not, because you know you have more than one. And that, your mind starts to wander. Is that correct? So when we have only one thing, nothing else to think. When we have too many, and that may think. Yesterday, we have some 2 trays of noodle left from dinner and some rice. So this morning, we try to finish everything. When we bring out, some of you see noodle, you ask for noodle. But yesterday, you didn't ask for because you know it's so much and many other things to choose. So when we have only one food, no question, nothing to ask for. But we have more than that we're looking for. And that is why, how to cultivate your inner peace. This is one of the questions. I have about 5-10 questions here, and they all good questions. I don't know whether I have time enough to answer them. But I enjoy your question because your questions are so reality. It's so directly to your daily life. And these are something you deal every day. But you know what? Inner peace is the clear water to solve all your problems. If you have no inner peace, you cannot solve anything. If you don't have water, you cannot cook or you cannot do any drinks. You need water to cook your rice, to cook your noodle, to make your drinks. It's nothing to, no cost. It's even cheaper. Same thing. When I ask you to sit on the grass, listen to the nature, if you're able to do that anywhere, you don't need to pay any penny for that. Sometimes you just open your door to your backyard and you already can enjoy the nature. Why we have to hiding in the room all day to contact with someone on the other side? Sometimes you need to contact to yourself. Because if you cannot see yourself, you cannot see any others. So instead of complaining to others, we need to ask, why that happened to me? And you may find out the answer. Sometimes we say, why you yell at me? Usually if the teacher, the mother, the father, you say, why me? Because you're special. If you can do a lot of work, whenever they need help, they call your name. And you will question, why me? Because you're special. If you make too much noise, we call your name, why me? You're special. Over 100 people, you are the one who make most of the noise, so you're special too. Usually, sometimes something we don't like to do, but we try our best to do. That is something special. Because you have love, you have understanding, and you sacrifice. For example, you don't like to come here at first because you don't know what is this. What is the retreat? Why we have to stay here for 5 days? Your mom, even your mom or your dad, they not really sure what are we doing here. But one thing they know that to bring you here to make you good. Because that is from their love. So they try all their best. Yesterday I have talked to some of the mothers. And I feel very touched. They told me, you know what, even the last day, I still scared. My child will change their mind. They don't want to come, but I really want them to come. I pray every day that they do not change their mind. They go with me to the retreat. I share with you this because I want you to know how much your parents love you. But you know, the way the parents love doesn't mean they satisfy you everything you want, but they want to bring you. If they know that something is wrong, they try to cut it. When you become parents, you will experience. Because right now we're too young, we just want to make something special that we enjoy. So now, when you come here, I told them, you are all special because you made it. You made it, you came here. Some of you never vegetarian even 2-3 days. But what happened? You will be vegetarian full in 5 days. Are you special? You do. You never think that you will stay in the temple for 5 days. But now you already 3 days. You have another 2 days to go. You are special. You see, something you think you cannot do, but now you can do it. So one thing that proves to yourself, you can do it. So never, ever think that you cannot do it. Do not push yourself down. Try to trust yourself. And this is one of the key to success for your life. Trust yourself. You can do it. Sometimes you're really angry, you want to yell. That is your habit. But you know this is not the right time. And if I yell, my communication will break. So you try to hold it. At first, uneasy. But at least you save the communication, the environment. And you find a way to dissolve all of your anger. You know, have you ever witnessed that your parents yell at each other? I think at least once in your life. And that's not comfortable at all. Then we also know that not comfortable at all if we need to fight and yell. Sometimes we just sit very close to each other, but we yell. We live too far from each other, but we whisper. We do things opposite. Because sometimes we're too close, but we cannot get along. That's why, I know over 100 of you here. You make a lot of friends that you never meet. But there you go, after 3 days, you can play together, you can talk together, and maybe now you become friends. You made it. You're special. You can make friends instead of making war. So I want you to keep in mind, I am special. That means you talk to yourself. Because things people cannot do, I can do. Things people cannot become, I am able to become. You never sit cross-legged like this at home. But when you come to the retreat, most of your day you sit like this. There you go. Something you never think you can do, now you did it. The word meditation to you is too far and something very weird. But what is meditation? Be present on anything you do right in the present moment. That's called meditation. That's why when you walk, nothing to be rushed. Enjoy every step you make. If you run, you keep the same as home. At home, you walk, you run. But when you come here, you have plenty of space. Why we need to walk, to run? Slow walk, enjoy. After the retreat, you will leave Westlock. And someday you will wish that you have a space like this to walk, but you can't. But when you are here, we remind you, enjoy. Enjoy your nature, enjoy your step. You will miss it. If you come here, you still turn on your phone, check your Facebook, your everything at home, usual at home, then nothing special. You don't see the difference. You don't see the benefit of the practice. You don't see the beautiful of when we're able to come back and live with the nature. Right now, people spend a lot of money for organic food. But maybe every day we don't eat organic. We don't install organic things into the mind and the body. Thầy Đức Tạng just told me that in the past 3 days, all of you have talked about the 4 nutritions, right? And the 4 immeasurable mind. And I think these 2 topics are very important and very special. One day to discuss is not enough. Or even you spend 1 week to discuss. You only discuss on words. You should bring that into your real life. How to love the one that always, make you feel uncomfortable. You know why? Because that person, they have no freshness in them. So they are the one who need much of the love because they cannot flourish any freshness in them. In them, a lot of fire, a lot of dry things. So we need to water them. We need to take good care for them in order to refresh them again, rebuild them again. And the one who is so fresh, so beautifully, but we are unable to get along, we should try to get along because you can benefit and learn a lot. They are the tree, give you the shadow. Sit in the shadow, you feel cool and breeze. So instead of giving a talk, I prepare a talk, but now when I have a lot of these questions and I decide, I will answer your question. And the first question is, what are the best ways to cultivate inner peace? If you want to have inner peace, enjoy everything you do in the moment. Be present completely. For example, right now, you're sitting here with Thầy. You have a lot of activities in the 5 days, but you only see me for 1. So I enjoy to spend time here with you. Even though I have a lot of other work, but I know that we have a retreat for youth, and Thầy try the best, to be in the center. And just sometimes I just walk around, I see some of you, I call you. You know why I call you? Because usually you just cross by. When you see the outdoors, you just cross by. But as a compassionate, you call. So that's why, if you see Thầy calling you, that means Thầy want to embrace you. Thầy want to welcome you. Because we have the habit, that person is too high. I cannot get together. So we try to run and walk fast. But the one who above, they always look down and call you. Just like the Buddha, just like Jesus. They look down to us and they call us. So I love to call you. I call you by emails. I call you by announcements. We have summer youth retreats. So now we continue to call you. Come back for the winter retreat. Life Not just to ignore everyone around, but to call each other. We mention that person. So the second question here is, how do we make sure detached does not stop us from caring about other people? Sometimes we misunderstanding the word detached. Detached doesn't mean you try to avoid. You throw that away. Detached means you did not addicted to it. Everything you do, but you're not addicted. For example, are you attached to your cell phone? Tell me the truth. Yes or no? Yes. I am sure. Because I check you every night. Last night when I said, if I still see your cell phone, I will take your phone away. I see them turn the lights off. I don't know much about devices, but at least I know some of the point. But do you know that when I walk by you, I did not yell at you, right? I just put my hand on your head and I say, đi ngủ đi con. Go to bed, my dear. So detached, you have the phone to use, but if you attach, anything you attach now, you learn to detach. But everything you have, but you know how to moderate. Nothing to talk about. When we have food, we know how to moderate the food. Then we should learn to moderate everything. If we strictly with the retreat, you will sit in meditation 3 times a day or do a lot of chanting, a lot of Dhamma talks. But we know we are unable to do that for you. So we moderate your schedule. So you still care for people. You still care for your flower. But when this flower dies, you know this is the nature of life. Everything composed, one day they have to disappear. Just like us, we're gathering here, we have so much fun together, but at the end of the retreat, we have to farewell. But there's nothing to be suffered, we'll see each other another retreat. So you still care things around you. For example, your body. If you don't care for your body, you say, oh, this body is impermanent. What I need to take care. No matter how much I'm caring for the body, one day this body will be die. Yes, because it will be die. That's why we need to take care for it. We need to take care by moderate food, spiritual food, edible food, for both physical health, mentally health. The way you treat people, you treat people with all your heart, but you have no expectation, anything to return. I call you to the retreat. We prepare everything. We pick you up at the airport. We make your bed. We cook the food. We ride you back to the airport. We satisfy you everything. We never ask for any fee or anything. All I ask you to do is pay us by your practice. Pay us, pay me with your smile, with your peace. That's all I need from you. All the monastic brothers, they work so hard to make this retreat. They satisfy my wish that I want the youth retreat. So They make the schedule. And we all try to bring you, whatever we can. I don't ask you anything to return. All I need to do, see you is you enjoy inner peace. You enjoy the practice. And not only here, bring home. Make sure you have some extra to bring home to share with your parents, share with your friends, your brothers and sisters. Just like after you finish the meal at a restaurant, you ask for the box to take out. You can take out something that you think is properly tasty for your loved one. Sometimes we are very hard to manage our temper. How many of you here have difficult to manage your temper? Me. And what happened after you explode? Nothing worked, right? And we would tell ourselves, oh, I will do it better next time. But when next time come back, we repeat the same. And that's why this is the link of samsara. We just back and forth between happiness and unhappiness. This is the third question. My friend was treated poorly by her friends and was very hurt by their actions. Now she can only think about revenge. She has thought about throwing a brick to their house, hoping they don't survive. A can crash. I have tried telling her that it is not worth it to inflict in the same pain onto them, especially since she has experienced the suffering herself. What can I do or say to help her act more skillfully and not cause more suffering? This is very compassionate, very kind heart, very kind words from the one who asked the question. This is how to show your care to your friend. If your friend wants to do something wrong, you should try to tell them, to direct them back. You know what? These are the 7 qualities of a best friend taught by the Buddha. The Buddha said, in order to inform who is a good friend, if that friend always encourages you to do something good and never, pull you out of your track. For example, if you on the way to school, to class, your friend will text you, hey, you want to skip with me? Go to this place. Remember, that friend only have fun with you, but they don't share anything with you. When you're in the trouble, they never be with you because they only want you to bring them, to accompany them. But they don't share with you when you're in trouble. So, but a good friend will share with you all time, all moments. I'm very touched by many sisters and brothers. When their friends in trouble, they always be with that person. And they try their best to help that person as much as they can. And sometimes they're afraid that, we will get mad at the other friend. They come and they try to explain what's happened. So we make sure we understand the whole story. We don't stand on the other side to make that person in trouble. I was very touched by those kind of, friends. And learn to be a friend like this. And one thing we can encourage, anything we don't like, don't do to others. Anything you don't want, do not do to others. Instead, anything you want, let's do to others. For example, you want people to treat you well, treat them first. Treat them well first. And this is the way. As I mentioned, you are special because you're supposed to return what they have done to you, but now you have reflect. What about if you throw a rock to their house? You're in trouble. They don't care what they have done, what the other have done to you. That's, something happened in school. But reality now is you violence. So they don't see the past story, but they base on what you have done now in order to solve the problem. So remember, do not fight back, because that's always make you in more trouble. About 10 years ago, I have to write a guarantee letter for one of the young Vietnamese boy. He got into a fight with a friend at school. And he just said, I'm going to have a knife and kill you. He just said that, but he didn't do it. But the friend reported to the office, and that student in trouble. They sue that boy. So now the lawyer asks anyone you know to inform who you are. So I have to write a letter to inform, I know this boy. And how much I know him. And I guarantee that, just a statement he made when he angry. You see, sometimes you don't do things, but the way you talk can become something for you in trouble. So never say something to make you in trouble when you're angry. You see now how dangerous when you're in a hot temper. When you're in a hot temper, you cannot control yourself, you cannot control your mind, you cannot control your words, you cannot control your anger or your action. So once your mind tells you to do something, to say something, you're in trouble. No matter what. So why we need meditation? Meditation is a good medication to heal your temper. And remember, meditation, you need 10 minutes a day before you go to bed like this. Besides that, when you walk, when you eat, when you do anything, you also can turn that into meditation. Working meditation, walking meditation, eating meditation, drinking meditation. So now how about you playing games? You need meditation. Because meditation will help you when to stop. And what kind of games that we're able to play? The more you get in touch with violence games, violence movies, scary movie, those are all the energy into your body and mind. Somehow, you never know. But one day, you did it. You know what? I live in the monastery since I'm 7. I officially ordained as a monastic when I'm 15. So most of my life, I don't swear. I don't play any games at all. Not because I try to be good, but completely I have no interest in at all. I have no interest in to learn. Even when I was young like you guys. A lot of people try to convince me, they teach me how to play. Completely refuse. I don't interesting. I have a lady who worked as an interpreter. She translates English into Vietnamese for senior, especially in the hospital. And one day she went to that house and helped a lady who was pregnant and no English. And that lady, she swear a lot. Every single word she speaks, she swear in Vietnamese. And you know what happened? And the lady I know, she is a very Buddhist. But one day, people drive on the street, on the road, and they did not careful enough. She swear. She shocked. Oh my God, where are the words come from? I never learned this. She come home and she shared with me the story. And I told her, you influenced by an environment that you're working with. That's why, what are the one of the four nutrition? Tell me, edible food. What else? Đọc cho thầy nghe coi 3 loại thức ăn. Okay. You that food by contact, right? Eyes, ears, what you hear, what you see. So those are all the food for your mind. You only taking one food for your body, but the other three, they related to your mind. What you see every day will install in your mind. What you hear every day, they will into your mind, into your conscious, into your memories. That's why we need to be very careful. I believe that we have talked much about the 5 mindfulness trainings. And this is one of the topics that every single retreat we will repeat, because we know we have newcomers. We need to introduce the basic practice. And these are the foundation. The 5 trainings are the foundation to build a personality, your own happiness, your family happiness, and the society. And if you reflect deeply, none of the trainings related to any religion. They are related to our human's daily life. So remember, any violence games, violence and scary movies, books, magazines, we should less them, because they contain a lot of poisons. You do not die right away. They slowly into your body. They permeate into your mind, your body. And one day, when things come, you can see how violent you are, how mean you are. But by the time you intake, you don't see it. Just like you take the vaccine. You don't know whether the vaccine works or not. But now, when we contact with COVID, it's only we survive. Because that vaccine already into the body, and our body, they protect us now. So if you intake the teachings, the Dharma will permeate into your mind and body. And sometimes things to be angry, but you're so calm. Now you know, oh my goodness, I benefit. So we have 2 things to intake every day. The good nutrition or the poisons. It's based on how calm you are to take the right one. And if you are more enough calmness in you, you can help your brother, your sister. First of all, you have to help yourself. Make sure you have enough peace, loving kindness before you come to solve your sisters or your brothers or your friends' problem. Sometimes I receive email from my students. They want to come and see me to complain something that I already aware. Sometimes I did not answer the email right away and allow them to see me, because I also allow myself to be calm enough, to understanding their story enough before I give them the answer. So if you are a brother or sister, a friend, you want to solve a problem with somebody, it's nice. But make sure you understand both. You understand their suffering. You understand their problems. You know yourself the solution before you can come and talk to them. Otherwise, you will be complained by your sister and brother. You are not fair. Sometimes we wonder. We are sitting here, but our mind running to many places, right? Right in this moment, you are looking for your bed. You hope that you can go to your bed soon. But after finish, you stand up, you want to go outside. You're no more tired. We have so many directions to go. But now, what can I do? Bring yourself to one direction first. Just like you want to turn on to Westlock, to Jasper, to anywhere, you make sure you're on the right highway. Every place you go, they have a highway before you make an exit. So before that, make sure you're on the highway first. You are on the right freeway before you can turn. So in order to direct your mind to a positive, try to recognize positive in a small thing first. Sometimes you don't have to do something great. You can do something small with your great heart. Because when you put your mind into small things, it makes you happy with your small thing, and that will encourage you more on the next thing. Have you ever tried this? For example, if one day you go back home and you see the whole house of mess, oh my goodness, you don't know what to start because it's too big and you don't know where to start. That may frustrate you. Go to your room first. Clean your room first. And first of all, clean your bed. And a tiny thing will encourage you. Wow, now my bed looks nice and neat. I turn to my desk. Clean my desk. Clean your drawer. And slowly you clean your whole room. But not only, you finish all directions, but not at once. You direct one direction first. Can you see that? Can you see my example? I did that all the time. For example, we have a lot of guests to come during the retreat. So one day we are meeting, we bring out a lot of guests coming next and next. And I told the brother and the sister, let's put the 10 days retreat away first. Now we need to solve the problem of the youth retreat first. How many boys and girls we have, where we want them to set them. And after your retreat, we have a group of members from Catholic Church in Vancouver. They come here for their own activities, but they want to come and stay here with us for 2 nights. And I told them, After the youth retreat, we clean up and we see how many of them will come here and we will serve second. Otherwise, we're so frustrated. We cannot focus to one. So learn. You know, I have hundreds of Dharma talks every year. But I will never frustrate myself with hundreds of Dharma talks. I know that I have one talk for the youth and I focus to this. I know I have another talk in Saturday and I will thinking about Saturday. I cannot mix because that will not good for myself. So you are the same. Now you in school, what school you are now? What course you want to take? Make that now. I have one question here, and this student very frustrated about many careers and many subjects to take. And you don't know yourself. What can you do? To me, if you're able to focus to one and list down anything you know about it, why you want to take this? You go to the next, you go to the next, after you make the whole list. That you want, that you can, that you benefit from, and then you can think which one is better for you. Right now you only have the name, but you don't know what are they, what they can help you. Now you can make a list. If you don't know yet, and if you cannot make it, I make it for you. Become a monastic. You can become a monk, you can become a nun, and you know, I will direct you what to do. But to my experience, if you have too many things to think, list them. What you want, what is this? And what benefit, what can you, how much you know about this subject? How much you know about this career? And this is how, is that meditation? Yes, it is about meditation. Meditation means you have the capacity to direct yourself to each of it, no matter it's a problem or it's not a problem. Because anything, anyway, you have to face them. Why we need to run away from them? If you have enough capacity to face every single thing you do, and you have the solution for that. Just like, you know, we have 150 of you here. And each of you have a different background, different personality. When they come to Thầy and they say, Thầy, that person is hard to deal. Instead of yelling, I say, okay, let find out what about them. If we know about them, we can help them. So if you know about your problem, you can solve your problem. In English, this is what we call only one word, face. But you know, in Vietnamese, we don't call one word mặt. Phải không? Do you call this mặt? But in Vietnamese, if you want to call this the right word, you have to call in two words. Gương mặt. Gương means a mirror. The mirror able to reflect. This is the face that you're able to reflect yourself and others. One day I passed by the tent, the white tent. I saw one of the little kids, they sit so sad. I look at their gương mặt, I reflect. They look sad. They must have some problem. Sometimes, you know, they look angry. So, can you tell something about your friend if you look at by looking at their face? You do. So your mom and dad will tell what happened to you when you go home and how you look like. Gương mặt, the face to reflect. I look at you and I reflect and I realize, how are you feeling in this moment? Maybe I don't know exactly what happened, but I know one thing for sure, you are not happy. Gương mặt. When you listen, in English only one word, listen. But in Vietnamese, you want to tell listen, you have to have two words. Lắng nghe. You must come to listen. If you are not calm, how can you listen? And if you do listen, not careful enough, not clear enough. So make sure you hear me clearly by calm yourself down. Make sure somebody hear you clearly, or you need to hear somebody clearly by calming yourself. So calming is the clear water, able to do everything, to do drinks or to cook. And if you can hear your friends clearly, you can give them your right advice. Lắng nghe, gương mặt. When you're angry, in English only one word, angry. Upset. But in Vietnamese, we call tức tối. When you're angry, you're so blind. You don't see anything true. You cannot say good words. You can express your beautiful action. Tức tối. When you're angry, you're so dark. Right? You're so blind. You don't see who is that. Even your mom, you still yell at her because you're so angry. You're so tức tối. I'm angry and I'm blind. I'm dark. I'm in the dark. I don't see anything clear. I don't know what I'm talking about. I cannot manage my words. I cannot manage my temper. I cannot manage my action. And this is, so, the more you learn Vietnamese, the more lecture for you. Not only in words for conversation, but in Vietnamese language, the words we use in daily become a lecture for us to meditate on, to learn and to live with. Very special. So I hope that you can take your time and learn more Vietnamese, especially some of the special words like that. Tức tối, gương mặt, lắng nghe. Bực mình. Bực mình means I hate myself. But actually you hate somebody else. But in Vietnamese, when you're angry at somebody else, you just say, I don't like myself. I'm angry at myself. That's not true. Words can give you a lot of learning and reflection. So now, before we close, we finish, I want to inform. Dharma, it was the teachings of the Buddha, but this teaching contain the truth. These teachings contain love, understanding. Dharma also means the way, the path, to bring you on the right track, to bring you to the right destination. That's why we return to take the teachings. Anything you want to do, you must know how to do. Anything, anywhere you want to go, you must know the direction. So Dharma is the direction. Dharma is instruction to help you to live right, live happy. So once you live right, not only you happy, your loved one happy, and the society benefits. Thank you for your listening. Thank you for your attention. And I hope that with my short sharing, with my broken English, you can understand them all. And not only just to listen, but make sure you bring any word with an hour of my sharing, anything that appropriate for you. You can just take that small amount and make that become the nutrition for your life. It's happy enough for me. Make sure you bring home with a lot of joy, happiness, so you can make it become a gift for your parents. To tell, your parents, they have a lot of exciting when you are coming here. Because it's not an expectation, but just like an expectation. They expect that you come here to learn the root, to learn the right. So we have a big responsibility to share. You have a big responsibility to receive. And make sure we exchange. Okay? And we bring a lot of benefits for others. Your smiling, your happiness will nourish all of us. And our practice, our sharing will nourish all of you. And we both nourish your parents. May you be well and happy by the blessing of the Buddha. Thank you. Is anyone here able to perform a song? Please come. Be well day and night. This is the song that translated by a short prayer in Vietnamese. Ai dạy con?
So dear respected Thầy, dear brothers and dear sisters, so just as Thầy ended on the note of may all of us be well for the blessings of the three jewels, I thought of writing another song up here, but since Thầy said that at the end, this is this. So I would like to take this opportunity to teach you the song today. It's very, very easy. So can everyone see the lyrics? Okay, so the melody goes like this. May the day be well and the night be well. May the day hour bring happiness to. Let's try it again. May the day be well and the night be well. May the day hour bring happiness to. In every minute and every second, may the day and night be well. In every minute and every second, may the day and night be well. Okay, it's beautiful. Okay, one more time together, this whole part. May the day be well and the night be well. May the midday hour bring happiness to. In every minute and every second, may the day and night be well. So the next verse. So if you've been here before at our talk, you know that sometimes we have dogs and cats, right? And who here has a pet? Yeah, okay. But who here likes animals? Alright, that's good. So the next verse is, may the dogs do well and the cats do well. May the human beings know happiness too. So this is well wishing for all living beings. And the melody is exactly the same. May the dogs be well and the cats be well. May the human beings know happiness too. In every minute and every second, may the day and night be well. The last verse is, may the monks be well and the nuns be well. May our teacher Thầy know happiness too. It goes back to, in every minute every second. May the day and night be well. So just for our bell. So may the monks be well and the nuns be well. May our teacher Thầy know happiness too in every minute and every second. May the day and night be well. Okay, louder and I'll go a bit higher, okay? May the day be well and the night be well. May the midday hour bring happiness to in every minute and every second. May the day and night be well. May the dogs be well and the cats be well. May the human beings know happiness too in every minute and every second. May the day and night be well. May the monks be well and the nuns be well. May our teacher Thầy know happiness too in every minute and every second. May the day and night be well. There's one more verse which is, may the sun be well and may the moon be well. May our planet Earth know happiness too. So it's the same thing. It's just the sun, the moon, and the planet Earth. May the sun be well and the moon be well. May the planet Earth know happiness too in every minute and every second. May the day and night be well. Thank you. Big round of applause for everyone.
You can copy this down and make it your daily chanting. Especially when you're angry at someone, and you hopefully that person is not well. Now you can read this. Prayer in Buddhism is very simple. Something that helps you to overcome your suffering is become a prayer. Remember that, okay? We don't need to pray with the Buddha. Anything that helps you to overcome your suffering, you're angry, that become the prayer. And this can become your prayer, especially in your daily life. Many things you're dealing with. And maybe we can think of another verse. May myself be well day and night. If yourself is not well, then nobody around you to be well. If I'm not in a well condition, you will death. Right? Thank you. Any announcement? No? So let us enjoy our 3 sounds of the bell to completely done for the talk tonight, and then we will go to the next program. Please stretch out your legs. So no noise yet, just massage your legs.